Welcome, everyone. My name is Nick Hershey. I'm president of the Mortgage Calculator. We are a non-delegated correspondent lender that operates a little bit differently. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today. We'll have a chance to go through a little bit about what makes us different. And we're joined by our COO, Kyle Hershey, who will go over a demo of exactly how the software works, a little bit of behind the scenes on the platform that we have. And then we also have our sales manager, Jose Gonzalez, with 27 years of experience, can talk a little bit more of traditionally how we wrap up the process once all the cool software end of things get all of the loan part done for you. How do you structure your deal? So let me go ahead and share my screen so we can go through a little bit about what makes us different here. So hopefully most of you have joined from this page. So hopefully most of you checked it out, but let me go ahead and explain a little bit more about what we mean. So we are different in our main three pillars here. We're all about leads, training, and our software really puts it all together. That's really what makes us different. So myself and Kyle, obviously we're brothers. We come from a marketing background. So for almost 20 years now, we've been doing online marketing and lead generation and building software platforms for all of our different companies that we're involved in. So that's really what we're about. So we're definitely a little bit different than your traditional here. And that's really why we set about to do something different. So what we are is basically a non-delegated correspondent. I'll talk about in a minute about why we chose that. But basically, we're here to empower you guys as loan officers to scale your business instantly, right? So we're all about leads. Whether it's our leads or self-generated leads, we are very passionate about that. You guys all obviously have your own book of business. We don't need to tell you how to operate your own business, but we will love to help you out and partner with you on is building new business through lead generation, right? To continue to build your pipeline. So that's what we're all about, is adding something to the business that you guys already have, something hopefully a little bit different, or streamlining what you already have if you already are generating leads on a regular basis. So we don't need to necessarily, again, tell you what to do. We want to make sure we empower you to add something to your business. Now, we have built this platform at all of the different, basically loan channels, and we have found that non-delegated correspondent is the best. So we've built this team at an FDIC bank almost 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago now. And we took that to a broker shop, obviously, to have more flexibility. And then we built up over 400 loan officers at a broker branch. Then we did a non-delegated branch and a delegated branch. So we've done all the different business models. And we found, especially for our business model with lead generation focus, that non-delegated correspondent is the best. And that's because we have over 112 lenders and investors with hundreds of options each, generating thousands of options for us and our borrowers, of course. So as a non-delegated correspondent, we can offer both brokered and correspondent. We're not tied into one single channel. So that's really what we're all about, is flexibility, especially when we're generating leads at scale for you guys. Also, we want to make sure we always are having the best options, and that means correspondent. So we always have the best rates and pricing, especially when we have our correspondent options, because correspondent pricing always beats the broker pricing, right? Whenever we fund loans with our own money, and obviously put our own risk and our own insurance and everything that goes along with being the lender on the line, obviously we have the same options as a broker might, but with much better pricing because we're putting all that risk and all that money into funding the loan. So same stuff you're used to, just a preferred channel. And we have over 5,000 loan programs with our 32 correspondent investors where we have those best options and the best pricing for our customers. Now, if there's any reason our customer has a very specific need, we do have some crazy requests sometimes from customers that are very unique. So we have over 80 wholesale lenders that we can partner with on specialty loans, stuff like fix and flip, stuff that we can't fund with our own money, stuff like commercial, things like SBA loans that the SBA has to be involved in, all these specialty things where we can't necessarily fund them. We need to make sure we have a home for that loan. So we don't want to be tied into one type of origination. We want to make sure whatever our customer needs, we have the absolute best program for our customer at every time. That also means we need all of the loan programs. So every loan program you've ever heard of, we already have it. And if we don't, please tell me and we will add it as soon as we can. So everything from VA, USDA, FHA, all the government stuff, obviously all the conventional loans. CDFI is the new semi-conventional, right, kind of hybrid, but then all of the non-QM, commercial, DSCR, mixed use, SBA, everything that you can think of that has to do with mortgages, we want to make sure we have an outlet for. And the best way to do that is to be non-delegated correspondent. Now, how do we actually make this all happen? It's all about the software. So we have our own custom software. We've written every line of code for what you're about to see. It's a fully integrated POS, CRM, LOS, everything you guys are used to. And really what that means for you guys and your customers is a single login for everything for you and your customers. So again, this is custom software built for us by us. We have full-time developers doing this. We have one login for you guys to do everything and one login for your customers. So our prospects can flow instantly from just coming on your website, checking stuff out, putting their name, phone number, email, and any of our different lead forms, to getting live rates, to completing their 1003, to pulling their own credit, pulling in their own liabilities, all setting that up in Encompass, obviously, is where the loan ends up at the end, all without you lifting a finger or even having to do anything at all. So this all happens instantly, and we do that all with our API integrations. So we still use, again, Encompass, all the systems you're used to, but we operate it through an API, so you don't need a login for Encompass. We use Optimal Blue for pricing. You don't need a login for Optimal Blue. We use CIC credit for credit. You don't need a login for our system to pull the credit for you. We can do the account check, VOE, VOI, VOA, all that cool stuff. Appraisal Works integrates without any logins to 5 different AMCs. You can instantly order an appraisal at any of our 5 AMCs with one click and no logins. So everything works all from the system with one click without you having to have any other access. And again, we have full-time developers. So if you guys run into something that you think would be useful for our team, you can load that up into our backend community center where we have different requests and we will implement those features. We do it all the time. Now, we're also all about training, as I mentioned, obviously in all our different models, especially at the bank, there was no such thing as training, right? All the way through broker has kind of the DIY training to non-Del and Del shops typically have more of a structured training, but we found the training in all these different platforms was definitely lacking. So we have all the training set up and we're always remote based. So everything we do is always remote, but we still want to get face-to-face with you guys. So I'll explain how that works. But basically you can log into our classroom style training center where they have courses where you guys can pass courses on your own time. Whenever you have time to go in there, you can work all night, you can work all weekends, whatever you want to do. Go ahead and get those trainings done and knock those out, add new lead types to your repertoire, all that kind of good stuff. We have our live in-house MLO training, so required trainings that you guys got to do. 5 days per week, we're doing different trainings, so you can hop in every week and grab those trainings. We also have our live mortgage rates podcast. We do 5 days per week. We just got off a little bit ago where we do those publicly, where you guys as our teammates can learn about new loans, but also we do it publicly so our customers can learn about new loans and different loan types. We also 2 days per week have our live loan officer training podcast. It's a video though, obviously, where we do a live video demo and actually walk through for you guys and anybody else that might be out there wanting to learn about these specialty loans we do, how to structure them, how to put them together, all that kind of good stuff. And we have our live Zoom support. Again, we're all about face-to-face, but remotely, right? So we want to make sure if you guys get stuck, you can pop into the Zoom room support. Our processors are in there. They can take over your screen, click a button, show you what to click, whatever you need to do to get unstuck with whatever is going on. And of course, we top it all off with our Knowledge Center where we put thousands of articles, not only from us for trainings, but also our partners. So with over 100 different partners from wholesale brokered partners to correspondent investors, we have thousands and thousands of videos, tips, tricks, matrices, guides, all kinds of different articles where you can search them across all of our different investors. And we have a few other bullet points we always want to go over, don't necessarily fit in a category. But the first one I absolutely love is the ability to close DSCR business purpose loans in over 44 states. So when I do loans, I love to work with investors and I love to not have to be handcuffed to the states we're licensed in when we're doing investor loans if they own properties in different states. So it allows you to expand your footprint without necessarily having to get new licenses and still work with the investors we love to work with. Everything's at a 50-50 split for our leads. We try to make it super simple for you guys. Kyle will show you all the different ways they come in, but just know that the compensation breaks down anytime the company provides a lead. It's a simple 50-50 split. Also, everybody in our team has the ability to click a button at any time to refer a deal to a senior LO and earn 75 basis points. So whether it's a conflict of interest, maybe it's your spouse doing a loan, maybe it's a state you don't have, but you still want to be involved. It's your family, it's your friend, someone that's your client, but you still want to be involved in a loan. Anytime you have that conflict, you can just click that button and go ahead and refer to someone else who has the license or knows the loan type. Maybe it's a fix and flip loan you don't know how to do yet. You can still work on that, learn, while someone that's experienced can go ahead and do everything that needs to be done. Of course, we're all about leads, so we'll show you guys how to set up your own lead campaigns. Kyle will show you guys a little demo of that here in a minute. And if you already have your own leads, Kyle will show you guys how we can quickly bring those into our system with our webhook, with Zapier there. And of course, no monthly fees, no hidden fees. What you see is what you get. Again, me and Kyle come from more of a marketing and online background, so there's never any hidden fees. You want to be as frictionless as possible. Make sure our customers are frictionless, make sure it's frictionless for you guys. That's why it's one login for everything. We want to make sure no matter which of our thousands of programs we use or which of our hundreds of investors we use, we want to make sure it's the same experience for you guys and your customers. There's nothing hidden or anything like that involved in the process. Also, here's the video. If you guys want to watch a replay, you can click on here. That's where we have the video because this is the live page. But let's get into our compensation. So what you guys are probably here for. So these are our plans. These are what are set up to work best for our platform here. So we'll start on the left. Obviously, everybody's drawn to the big plan here. Senior loan officers. This is where we want to get everybody to. Our commission up to 250 basis points. Obviously, that's with bonuses and stuff. So I'll explain that in a minute. The base commission here might be a little bit hard to see on the screen share, but this says 200 basis points on conventional and non-QM. That's 2% commission for those not familiar with the basis points. And if you take a company lead, remember it's a simple 50-50 split. So anytime you take a company lead, it's 100 basis points or 1% commission on the conventional non-QM stuff we're all used to. Now, to get to the 250 basis points, obviously there's bonuses. So we'll go into that in a second. So the first thing that our loan officers that are the senior loan officers receive is the access to the referral lead. So whenever someone clicks that button and refers their customer, their spouse, their family, their friend, whatever it is, they're going to receive those leads. So those aren't just leads, people clicking interest. These are leads from your teammates that have already structured the deal for you and are going to work together with you on those deals. So obviously those are the best leads. Go to our senior loan officer team. Our senior loan officers will also have access to all the leads. So Kyle will show you a bunch of different places. Just know that obviously senior loan officers, no restrictions at all. Every different type of lead you can get. And how do you get the big bucks here? So anything over 2 million per month, no problem. We can pay you an extra 25 basis points monthly bonus on that extra production. Again, we're here to help build your team and add leads to your pipeline. So any of you that are rocking and rolling, no problem to give you some incentives here to increase your commission. And for those that really have a major pipeline, we have 50 basis points monthly bonus. We can pay for any production over 5 million. So again, we want to make sure we encourage you guys to do your own business and we come in when the leads come in. Now our plans can also, our senior loan officers can also upgrade to a team leader plan. So if you want to help other loan officers structure their deals, disclose their files, put their stuff together, you can make 15 basis points being their team leader. Also, if you really want to take that to the next level and build your own team and get your own leads and your whole own branch, you can do a branch manager and make an extra 25 basis points on every deal for everybody in your branch when you support them and help them do their deals and disclose their files. Now, how do you get to a senior loan officer? Again, it might be a little bit hard to read here, but this says 6 loans closed to upgrade to senior MLO. So we want to make sure for your first 6 deals, we team you up with a team leader and a branch manager in order to support you in structuring your first 6 deals. So anybody that joins on your first 6 deals, since we are a very different type of company, you're still going to make great commission, 150 basis points on those first 6 loans. So again, that's 150 basis points or 1.5% commission on those first 6 conventional or non-QM deals. And you'll still have access to leads. So if you take any company leads for those first 6 loans, you will earn 75 basis points or 0.75% commission on any of those company leads you take for conventional non-QM leads. So our loan officers that are just starting still have access to all our leads at a 50-50 split. Kyle will show you in a second. You're going to have access to all our good leads, our click to claim leads, which Kyle will show you here in a second. They can still click the button to refer deals to senior LOs if you're not comfortable. Or again, if you don't have the state yet, no problem. You can still earn and learn, right? Earn 75 basis points, help someone else structure that deal, help do a fix and flip. Maybe it's your first fix and flip, etc. You can do up to 24 states for primary and second homes. Obviously, those are all our licenses, so you can add all those as well. And we can originate an additional 20 states for business purpose. So 44 states total for DSCR business purpose, 24 states that we're licensed in for primary, second homes. Of course, our loan officers for senior and regular loan officers, if you're doing loans, you got to be paid via W-2. And the fine print here, how do you stay a loan officer? You need to be full-time. So you need to be doing 1 loan per month minimum. Obviously, you're not doing loan per month. You know, you got to be able to survive, right? So these are for full-time loan officers. If there's any reason where you're not quite full-time, you're not ready to jump into it, no problem. This is the plan for you, the junior loan officer plan. So this is still for licensed loan officers. Maybe you're just not quite ready to go full-time yet, but you're still licensed and you're still going to make great commission, 75 basis points commission, still quite a bit more than a lot of call center type of environments, etc. So that 75 basis points is going to be to refer deals to senior loan officers. You're not going to do any loans. You're going to learn how to do loans, and you're going to obviously get those deals from your family, your friends, and maybe even call some of the leads in the system and structure those deals and send those to the loan officers that know exactly what to do. And you can still earn while you learn and get your feet underneath you. So you'll still have access to all our stuff. You're still licensed, obviously. Still have access to our leads in the auto dialer, which Kyle will show you here in a second. Your whole goal is going to be to refer deals to senior LOs who know exactly what they're doing. So you can still earn while you learn. No minimum production requirements. So again, you don't need to be full-time. You're just trying this out. This is the plan for you. And again, since you're not full-time and you're not actually originating loans, you can have the option to be paid via 1099. And the fine print here again is just no minimum production requirements. So for those that are part-time or for any reason aren't ready to fully jump in, this plan is for you. At any time you want to go full-time, you've got a couple leads under your belt, you've done a couple deals, you can go ahead and upgrade to a loan officer when you're ready to go full-time. So that's it for the plans there. Hopefully that explains it. If you guys have any questions, you can throw a question there in the Q&A section. But let's have Kyle go ahead and take over and show a little bit of the back end of how the software actually works. So you're muted there, Kyle.
Sorry about that. All right, just want to show a few things here. Now, of course, when we actually, bring you on board, we'll do a full training, but just want to demo some things here. Now, this is our CRM. You can see pretty standard CRM, just like anything else, where you can take your notes and send your emails and your texts and everything piles up, down here in chronological order. You can set reminders for yourself. You can put people on action plans, AKA drip campaigns, to email them and text them automatically on your behalf over the course of years, all that kind of good stuff than any other CRM has. But what really starts to make our CRM unique is our quoting system. So you can see here our quoting system with just 6 pieces of info without pulling credit or anything like that. You can press one button here and pull all of our rates from Optimal Blue in our CRM from all of our different investors. And you can send the client a quote within minutes. Right? So within a couple of minutes, you can send them a text and an email with a nice, pretty quote that looks like this, where they can see their different rate options here. They can see what these things mean as they scroll over them. It pulls in the Google map automatically, pulls in the Zestimate automatically, the proposed loan info, the monthly breakdown of the taxes, insurance, all that automatically. And then, of course, you here as the loan originator. And then you can add a realtor. So your realtor partners absolutely love this because they know when they send you a client, not only can you quote them these cool quotes within a couple of minutes, but you're going to attach the realtor to it, right? They're going to see, hey, I'm showing your client, we are your team that's pushing this deal across the finish line. And who doesn't want to see themselves, on the quote with their picture and all that kind of good stuff. So your realtor partners love it. Definitely an advantage for the realtors working with you. So something to use to your advantage when you're discussing building those relationships with realtors. Now, the coolest part about this is your client can then click Start My Loan Application. And what that does is that takes them here to their borrower portal. So they can then start their loan application right here. It's the 1003 is right here in our system. They don't have to leave the page, and it's going to prompt them for the basic documents to upload for this type of loan, right? They can also see the loan info here. They can see the milestone, which updates automatically as the milestones update in our system as we go through the loan process, and it emails them as well every time it hits a new milestone. And then they can also communicate with you through here as well. So your borrower portal there is something that they can jump right to and get started. Now, let me show you what it looks like on your end here. So now on your end, you're able to see the documents they've uploaded. You're able to help them upload documents, and you're able to help them fill out the 1003 here in case you need to, come in there and help them, or maybe help them take the application over the phone, whatever the case may be. But most importantly here, you can request more documents. So if you press this button here, and let's say I need 12 months bank statements, I can click Save Changes. And then now we're asking the client for 12 months bank statements, right? I can also request a whole different packet. I could say, you know what, this came in as a conventional loan, but we're actually going to do a DSCR loan. And I'm going to replace these with what we need for a DSCR loan. And now we're only asking for what we need for a DSCR loan as far as documents, right? So the system knows all the different documents you're going to need for each loan type. So you can switch them there easily. And you can also request signatures. You can say, you know what, I need them to sign this document. That's going to prompt them to sign that document in their borrower portal, and they don't have to leave the page. The e-sign is all built in and integrated. So again, they never have to leave our site, and they can sign legal documents through there as well. And of course, you can request custom document types, right? Whatever it is that you need to request, and you can add that as a requested document there. Now, once your client has filled out their full 1003 and submitted it, we pull credit instantly and automatically. We don't charge your client for that, right? So it pulls the credit, they submit their 1003 and it pulls the credit. Now your Encompass API tab here, you can click this and this pulls up Encompass. Now your 1003 info is already in here. The credit is already pulled and it's already in here. So now you're ready to start originating the actual loan, right? And again, notice this is quick, right? This is not your server-based Encompass. This is our API where everything is snappy and quick, and you can do pretty much everything here through the API, right? So now, once you're moving through the loan process and your file is in underwriting, you'll notice here, if we scroll down, the underwriter conditions pop right in here. So you have the ability to see the conditions. You can then upload documents to fulfill the conditions. You can also dispute the conditions here. So everything is going to be right here on the Docs tab, right? So the whole loan, all the way through the process, start to finish, right, is right here. This is how we can take a client from being just a name, phone number, email to communicating with the client, quoting the client, gathering the 1003, gathering the documents, pulling the credit, originating the loan, fulfilling the underwriting conditions, everything all through this one system. So now let's talk about where these leads come from in the first place, right? So let me go ahead and come over here to my other screen. Now, couple ways that these leads come in. So first and foremost, we have our leads coming in from our campaigns. So I'll let Nick talk a little bit more about our Facebook campaigns. That's something that we're experts at here. And those are coming in all day live. So you're going to get text messages all day with leads to claim that are coming in from our Facebook campaign. So as soon as somebody clicks on, let's say, a DSCR ad and wants more info, they double opt in to be contacted, you get a text message that second, so you can call them within seconds. So those are our live click to claim leads that are coming in instantly. Now, another way that we provide you leads is here through our auto dialer, right? So our auto dialer here has tons of lists in here with everything from, like you see here, fix and flip to purchase leads. We have cold call lists in here. We have realtor lists in here, for national lists. So there's all kinds of lists in here where you can use the auto dialer to call hundreds of people in a day. So our auto dialer works like most auto dialers. You can just pick up your phone once and it just rings to each person. And you can press one button to drop a text message and an email to them instantly, and then press another button to move right on to the next call. So you can call 3, 4, 5, 600 people in a day using the auto dialer, dropping those automated texts and emails, and all of it is here. The leads are already loaded up for you. So that's another way that we provide you with leads here. Now, another way that you can work leads through our system is advertising campaigns. So we can take those same ad campaigns that we're running, where we're giving you leads for free at a 50-50 split. We can take those same ad campaigns, copy them over, and put your own budget on them. What that allows you to do is receive those leads directly and not have to click to claim them. And then there's no lead split on those deals, right? And so, an example I love to give, one of our loan officers, Nicole, took a loan, her first loan ever. It was from one of our ad campaigns, ended up being a $1,050,000 loan amount. So her first commission as a loan officer was $16,000. First loan she ever did, right? But it wasn't just from our ad campaign, it was from one of the ones that she had purchased, right? So it's our ad campaign that we copied over and put her budget on it. Since it was one of the ones from her budget, she saved $8,000 on that commission, right? So she got the full $16,000 instead of the $8,000, which would be the 50-50 split. So it's important to boost your pipeline with your own leads. We're going to give you free leads all day at a lead split, but you can get more leads and get leads without a lead split by purchasing your own campaigns. And we simply copy our campaigns that we know work. We put your budget on it and we route those leads directly to you with no lead split. Now, another way to work leads here in our system is to import leads from elsewhere. So you see here, we give you your own custom webhook, and this webhook allows you to bring leads in from anywhere else that you're already purchasing leads from or want to purchase leads from. So as long as it's a legitimate lead source, you can use our webhook in Zapier. We give you the instructions here to bring in those leads in real time, right? So if you're purchasing leads from Zillow or LendingTree or something like that, they will come into our CRM in real time, and you'll get a notification from our CRM so that you can call them and quote them and do all that kind of stuff instantly, just like one of the leads that we give you, right? So whether it's a lead we're giving you at a 50-50 split, or it's a lead that you're having a campaign and having us manage it, or it's leads that you're purchasing from any other legitimate third-party lead source, they can all come in the same exact way into our system instantly and automatically. So tons of different ways that we have to provide leads here for you. Now, speaking of leads, I want Nick to go ahead and talk about the type of leads we get and why. Okay, so Nick, as he said, we come from more of a marketing background. Nick has been doing digital advertising for almost 20 years now. He is certified by Facebook as a digital marketing associate, certified by Facebook as a media planning professional, certified by Google as a Google Ad Search specialist, and has been doing it for a long time and has a lot of practice at online advertising. So I'm going to let him talk about the type of leads we advertise for and why. Then we'll have Jose go over bringing this all together to actually close loans, and then we'll open it up to questions. So Nick, let's talk about the type of leads we get, since we definitely do some unique advertising here.
Sure. So whenever we help a client, whether it's, something that we're doing for ourselves or helping any other person that we're helping, we want to make sure we do something unique and different. So for the last 4 or 5 years, as we've been helping develop these ad campaigns, we definitely want to do something different than all of the big box retailers, right? We don't want to chase after them and their billions of dollars in ad budgets and basically reducing your guys' commission, right? They're just trying to race to see who can do the most conventional refis and reduce your guys' the loan officer's commission to the lowest so they can make the most money. Totally different than what we want to do. We want to do the exact opposite. So we want to target the customers that they're not targeting. We're going to target the people who aren't being served by the big box retailers, the self-employed borrowers, the investors, the borrowers that maybe from the new economy that, maybe not have any steady employment at all necessarily, but all the people who are being underserved from the big box retailers, we want to target them. We want to advertise to them the products that work for them. So, for the last 4 or 5 years before, non-QM was very popular, we've been focused on providing those unique non-QM solutions for those borrowers who are being neglected, right? So we want to do something unique, get them to click on the ad. Of course, if they have been denied at a big box retailer and they think they need a bank statement loan, that's the ad we're going to serve them. They're going to click it, but we still want to make sure once they click it, they connect with one of you guys, the loan officers. We want to teach you guys how to properly analyze that income. And we still do VA if they qualify VA, USDA if they're qualified for USDA, FHA, conventional, so on and so forth. But the important part is we properly analyze them. And if they need a bank statement loan, maybe the big box retailer just didn't know what they were doing. But if they do need it, we have it, right? And then we have everything in between all the way down, the rungs all the way down to the CDFI no ratios if there's really nothing to document as far as income or whatever we're going to run into for the problem. So we want to make sure we advertise to the customers that need it. We advertise the unique programs that are going to work for them. We properly analyze their income. And then, of course, once you guys get the deal together, we, of course, have the best pricing. So we want to make sure no matter what request or what unique situation they're in, we want to make sure we have the best outlet. So whether that's a correspondent outlet and we get great pricing on all those outlets, but maybe it doesn't quite fit with those programs and you have to broker it, no problem. We're going to be the same price. 2.75 is our margin, no matter if we're correspondent or broker. We want to make sure we always do what's best for the customer. So we're not going to push you guys to use anything one way or the other. We're not going to push your customers to use anything one way or the other. We're always going to analyze every deal and make sure we're giving our customer the absolute best deal for their situation. If that's a VA loan, great, we can do that. If that's a crazy CDFI or some even crazier fix and flip hard money situation that goes down, no problem. We want to make sure we have that for them. So that's really how we put it all together. We do something that's unique and we back it up by teaching you guys how to execute that. And then, of course, the system obviously helps put it all together as well. So hopefully that covers it for you there, Kyle. Anything else?
No, yeah, absolutely. Just, we have every loan program under the sun because we get every kind of lead under the sun, right? And we need to have somewhere to put it. So real quick, we'll have Jose, again, our sales manager, 27 years of experience as a loan officer and a realtor, talk about how you can bring this all together to actually close loans and talk about the support that we have here. And then we'll open it up to questions. So go ahead, Jose.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. So you've heard about the great technology and the amazing lead system. It's just a matter of time when you're on board that you're going to be getting opportunities to capitalize on. And what we really want to make sure is that you don't spin your wheels and you get producing as soon as possible after you complete your training. So you heard Kyle mention one of our MLO, Nicole's quick closing on a over $1 million profit and loss type loan. Well, I can assure you that would not have been possible if she would not have benefited from all of the support that we give, both through our Zoom room and through our Zoom meetings that we have for file structure and file disclosures. She picked up that file as a lead. That loan had been denied through another outlet by another lender who tried to take the loan full doc. Nicole met with me. We reviewed the docs, we reviewed the structure and realized that the best course of action for that loan was a profit and loss loan. And on top of trying to resuscitate this loan, the borrower also wanted to make sure that we were able to use the appraisal that he had already paid for. So on top of that, we had to deal with the appraisal transfer situation. We closed that loan in a little over 21 days after her meeting multiple Zoom meetings and a couple of Zoom room meetings. She was able to close that deal in a little over 21 days. It was a success. So to expand a little bit on all our different layers of support that we have, when Nick was presenting earlier, you noted we have our Zoom room that is open every day, Monday through Saturday from 10:30 to 6, where there is Zoom room support in there from our in-house processors that can assist you with the quick, lesser complicated situations. Can't log into something, can't figure out a DU. You know, those are things they can pop in there, and you can pop in there without having to wait to book a meeting. A little bit more complicated of a situation, you can meet with your team leader, or you can meet with me to see how we can assist you with the structure as well. As soon as a customer accepts a quote or submits an application, you are alerted via email, and all of the different support teams also get that email, so that we can also check in with you to make sure you're aware you received it, and to see if you need any assistance in the structure of that file, as you would most likely meet with your team leader as soon as someone submits an application, to see what is the best course of action for that loan, assuming you probably would have already met with your team leader previously when you were just trying to structure the lead before sending them out some quotes, right? As soon as your application is ready to go, you would meet with your team leader to review it, make sure everything's okay. And then if it's a brokered file, you would then go to the lender's portal and upload that file and get it disclosed. If it's a non-delegated file where we are the lender, you would meet with the disclosure desk. We would review the file, make sure that all the I's are dotted, T's are crossed, and then we would disclose the file then and there while still in the meeting with you, giving you the opportunity also to sign your documents and walk you through the signing procedure. As you know, if it's your first time, you may still be trying to figure it out. So we're there to basically give you that white glove concierge service throughout the process. But the support does not end there. It gets even better. As soon as that file disclosure is complete, then the file gets assigned to our intake department, where our intake processor takes over, completes all the different intake duties, including the flood cert, OFAC, fraud guard, a few other things. And then the file is registered for you on the investor portal that you chose, because we all do get the opportunity to size up our deals, see where we're going to have that file submitted according to the best guidelines, most advantageous to the borrower. That would be determined before the file is disclosed. So once the disclosures are signed by the MLO and the borrower or borrowers, then intake takes over to complete intake, like I mentioned, and register the file on the investor portal. It then goes to our internal underwriting support team that will review the file, scrub it for you, give you a set of preliminary conditions, and then they will go upload documents to the investor portal and submit the file for you for the initial loan submission. Once the approval comes back from the investor portal, they will calibrate the conditions, the preliminary conditions that they had given you to match the investor portal conditions. And then you will be given your conditional approval to work on. You get a conditional approval internally to start working on conditions, but once you get the investor approval to further work on your conditions. We also have the processor assist button in the CRM, where once your file is active, your loan is active, you can request assistance for a VOI or a VOD or a VOM from the processing team. So additional processing assistance that you are receiving. You do not ever have to log into any investor portals to do any of this work, as our intake processing team and our internal underwriting support team do handle those functions for you, always keeping you abreast of the status of the file. So again, many different ways that we can assist you to get your file quickly to a clear to close and get you paid. So looking forward to having you on board soon at the Mortgage Calculator.
All right, perfect. So let's go over the next steps here. So the next steps, Nick, if you could go ahead and drop the link in the chat there for me. It's real simple. You can go to themortgagecalculator.com/join. And you're going to sign up for the plan that's applicable, whether loan officer or junior loan officer. And what it's going to do is it's going to take you right to sign that initial compensation agreement. Now, you don't have to sign it right then. It's going to email you a copy as well, so take your time. But once you sign that initial agreement, that's what's going to kick off all of the rest of the steps of the process. That's when we're going to reach out to you to get your employment documents and compliance manuals signed and sponsor your license, walk you through the license sponsoring process. So go ahead and sign up. And then once you sign that initial agreement, that will kick off all of the rest of the steps. So the mortgagecalculator.com/join to sign up, and then we will get started. With that being said, Nick, you can go ahead and stop recording.